everybody. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever Tarkov community podcast. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day and a great Christmas. Of course, the holiday season is upon us. The end of the year is super close, and it is lovely to have every single one of you here with us today. Okay, look. The cams are a little bit scuffed today, okay? The cams are just, they're a little bit scuffed. But, nonetheless, of course, our co-casters, our wonderful, wonderful co-casters for today, we have Iron Fist to my left. We have Geeksay on the bottom left, and of course, Sigma slightly below me. There she is. Hello, everyone. Look, it's been a crazy year. It has been an absolutely crazy year. I think for many different reasons. Of course, not just in the Tarkov, community, but globally. But here we are focusing specifically today on, of course, Tarkov and everything that's happened in and around it. So just to introduce the actual cast itself, the scope, and what will be happening, lots and lots of things to come. Of course, this will be, because this is the community podcast, it will be specifically focused on the community itself. We would like to promote interaction with the community. So things like, just general game discussions, suggestions, whatever it is. But primarily we are here to get more of just more interaction with you guys, to kind of just make the community a better place, and just some sort of centralized place where you guys can come over, listen to some of the things that are happening, maybe voice some of your questions, forward them to us, because we would like to try and do as much as we can in order to bridge the gap sometimes between the community and BSG, to get that kind of thing, the kind of just the conversation going and stuff like that. So that is pretty much what we would like to do. And of course, to start off with, Sigma, I'll start with you. What's happened this year? I mean, it's been one of the best years for the Tarkov community in general. How did we get here?
Yeah. Well, I think it started with the awesome drops that they did in the beginning of the year. I think it brought a lot of attention to Tarkov, which was, much needed. The game deserves it. This game is a masterpiece, and it's only getting better. So I think we started the year off that way. Obviously 2020 was the year of tournaments. It finally happened. Huge shout out to Pestily, because he was able to bring a lot of attention to him and run some awesome tournaments himself. So I think looking back, it was the year of new players and the year of tournaments.
Also, chat, if anything, tell me if I need to turn anybody up, because I realized this segment was a little quiet. So this is kind of just our own cozy little thing that, that we're gonna do from now on. I think pretty much every 6 weeks or something that we decided. But regardless,
yeah.
Geeks, what about you? What do you? It really has been a very, very good year, I think, for the Tarkov community specifically, and just for Tarkov in general. Give me some highlights. Oh, you're muted. You're muted, Geeks. Unmute in Discord.
Sorry about that. There we go.
Good.
There we go. So it was a huge year for Tarkov. We got a lot of expansions. We've got customs expansion. I think we had interchange expansion this year. We got a new boss for Shoreline.
Mm-hmm.
We got reserve. We got customs, and we got interchange.
The interchange
all
revamp,
got expanded. Yeah,
Mhm.
revamp. So that was awesome. I think, you know, Sigma hit the nail on the head. I think this game, we all knew what the game was. It was amazing. It was something special. You know, I always bring up how, you know, even if you play a different game, there's nothing that can scratch the itch like Tarkov. And I think the drops really shining the light on this game, and maybe bigger streamers coming over and trying it out, showed a lot of people that this game is something special. So it was nice to see so many new people. Like, I know, like, it blew up. It blew up
It
at
did.
the drops event. It was so special. You know, this year was actually probably one of the biggest years for Tarkov with content and whatnot. Even with such few wipes, there was so much content. You know, they kept bringing us content every few months. Even without the wipes, they wanted to keep it going. And you know what, that's pretty big for, you know, what happened this year, and you know, them all working from home and whatnot. So
Right.
yeah, it was a great year for Tarkov.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about you, Ian? What's been give me some like highlights that have happened from your end, or in your perspective, some of the things that stood out to you this year.
I think we've seen a lot of like game mechanics that have kind of changed the game altogether. Obviously, we've had content, like you said, you know, map expansions and things like that, but actual game mechanics that have kind of changed how we play the game. You know, the addition of the weight system, different movement mechanics. You know, how we move now is very different to how when you watch old footage. You know, just in general, how the game actually plays. You know, not being able to pack mags and heal, it just makes you think more when you're in the game now.
Yeah.
I feel like every decision, you know, it's always been a thing, you know, when there's an update, it changes the meta, but actually changing how we approach and think in a raid and load into a raid, it just keeps the game fresh in that way for me.
Absolutely.
Like, we've had so many changes this year.
Absolutely. It's it really has been an absolute blast this year. So the drops event started in 2019. I think the first drops event was announced in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that was the biggest explosion that we saw, most likely, of the influx of new faces to the community, which is, of course, amazing to see. And then it happened again in June time, which I think as well brought a lot of new people to the community. Not only, right, but now we had some, again, very talented, very big content creators from almost, you know, like the tippy top of Twitch coming into the Tarkov community, and just playing Tarkov in general in the last like month or so. But not only, right now we have a new patch and a new wipe, which wasn't even expected by anyone, which is crazy, right? And the amount of content, it seems, when you first look at the new patch, it almost seems like, really, what's even happened here? But in fact, there is a lot of really like hidden, like small hidden things, which then expand to something much greater than what it is on paper. In fact, some of the additions didn't even make it in to the patch notes. I mean, you know, we're talking about cultists here. Let's be real, right? We've seen it. I think everybody's seen it by this point. Yes, cultists are definitely in, with the poison effect and them trying to stab you out of nowhere. It's kind of crazy, but nonetheless, it's really good to see. So I just, as something like, as a bit of a mark, I think, to how much the Tarkov community has grown, we can see, well, one of the definitely the notable things is the amount of people that got partnered on Twitch from streaming Tarkov. Just, I mean, just to name, you know, a few, like Robin, for instance, he got partnered, I think, this year. There's a few others, and on my list of people, I think Voxy got partnered this year. We got Jessica Zam, of course. I mean, just to name a few. And I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna pester you guys with that.
We try to name them all, and there was over 24, right? There's over 24 that we know of, and we don't even know, like, you know, the Russian side, or you know what I mean, like just like the English speaking side. There's over at least 24, which is amazing, and I think that's
huge.
great.
It really is.
That is huge. We know what it means to get partner, and I got partnered this year. Evasion got partnered this year. I got super lucky and got to celebrate it twice. And it just sometimes I wonder if BSG understands the impact that they've had on so many lives.
Yeah.
It's been so positive. So
100%.
Huge hats off to them for that.
Yeah. I think this is a good point to also compare a little bit with the features and things that have been added to the game this year specifically, in comparison to what happened in 2019. So at the time of when we wrote the transcript for this podcast, we had almost the same amount of features added to the game as we did in 2019. In fact, in 2019 it was a packed year. Let's be real, with Reserve being added right at the beginning, and then everything in between, of course, with lots of like weapons. I think the only thing that we're missing this year is a new major location and one scav boss. That's pretty much it. So even through the adversity and through all the difficulties that this year has brought us, unfortunately, BSG has still delivered, and in fact, more so, in my opinion. Just because we do not have a major location, I think that they've definitely made up, in my opinion, with the rest of the things that have been added. Of course, Geeks or Sigma, you guys haven't even had the chance to play yet.
Nope, all I've done is
so
examined everything and made some Salewas. That's it.
What about you, Geeks?
I haven't even touched it. I'm waiting for, after this, we're gonna do a long day stream all day, and I'm not gonna lie, I watched a lot of people play during the holidays. I snuck off and just got peeped in, and been keeping an eye on the Reddit, and it's I'm jealous. It reminds me of 2 years ago when I think it was 2 years ago when they released Labs, and I was in Ukraine for holidays, and I was there for 2 weeks, and they released Labs, and I was like, what? And then I was just watching people play Labs and being all jealous.
Yeah.
But what I've heard is good things. Like, I've heard this is one of the smoothest patches they've done to date. But I feel like, to be honest, I feel like every patch they've been putting out the past year has been fairly smooth. You know what I mean? Like, every time they do a patch, most of the time it's very smooth, and this one is the same nonetheless. It's very smooth. I've been hearing nothing but good things. A couple of issues with the servers, but that's not on them. That's server side. So, great things are said about this patch. I'm really excited to try Woods. Woods is looking, I love that map. So I'm really excited to check it out. How do you guys feel about the patch? You guys have played it. What do you guys think of the Woods?
Go ahead, Ian.
It's I was never a big fan of Woods, but this whole expansion has kind of changed the feeling of the map. There's a couple of things. Firstly, in my opinion, I feel like the player count does need to be upped on there. There is a lot to be explored. I think it just feels, because it's so large, it just feels new. It's strange that when they added the compass, people kind of like mocked it because it was like, this is a pointless item. But literally right now, everyone's walking around with their compass out. Like, is this north? Is this south? Oh, it's a landmine field. And it's like, it's crazy because like there's no boundaries. It's like they've got rid of the walls, and it's just like it's covered with invisible like out of bounds areas. So it's like, I think it'll take a couple of weeks to adjust and obviously get your bearings. But right now, it does give a very open world kind of feel. You feel like you can explore and get lost almost. But it does, I feel it could do with a bit more in terms of either an up player count or just more scav spawns, because at the minute we're kind of just wandering through the woods and there's a few points of interest, but either way it just feels fresh, and I can't wait to dive in even further and there's so much loot as well. It's crazy. You need a big bag when you go in there, because especially early wipe, everything is just money everywhere, and it's nice to have some more loot areas. I'm not sure. I haven't seen Sturman in the new area yet. I don't know if anyone can confirm that they've extended. I know they were talking about moving his spawn, but I'm yet to see him personally in the new area.
Okay. Spoiler alert, okay? Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the new woods map, then this won't really affect you, but I saw it, okay? I saw the new woods map from top down, right? From eagle eye view, and I was expecting it to actually be bigger. I'm not gonna lie, but in actuality, like in reality, it is much bigger. It is definitely twice, if not more than that. It feels it. That's the main part. It definitely feels it, because the amount of times that I've wandered around on woods and got lost, completely lost, and then it just kind of like, you turn around and you think, wait, hold on a second, and then you just have to look at for the mountain peaks. For sniper scav or the other mountain peak, and you're not sure which one it is, and you're, wait, do I go this way, do I go that way? I gotta look out for the little mine, you know, death symbols or whatever, you know, like the little, you know, the signs that are signifying that we got landmines. It's something else. It's something else. It's really, it's something that I haven't experienced in Tarkov for a while. And on that note, I will actually say that all the new people that are coming in, it is, I envy you somewhat, because I have almost 6,000 hours in this game. I think every single person that's present in the cast today, you guys will probably agree as well that, I mean, it's, we envy you guys, because we've explored everything, and we just like, we itch for new content a lot of the time. We definitely do. And this is, it's definitely brought it back for me, at least. It's 100% brought it back for me, because I feel lost again. Just like I used to back in, you know, when I first started playing, and that's the best time, in my opinion. That is one of the best times for sure, to just kind of like, you know, almost aimlessly wandering around trying to find your way. It's, I love it. I love, yeah.
Sorry, I have a question about the new woods. I've only looked at screenshots of people making the new woods maps, like trying to make a new map so everyone could see. How does it feel? Does it feel empty? It looks like there's a lot of green space, but like, does it feel good?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's a lot there. That's awesome. Sherman can spawn over there?
I don't think so. I've only played it a handful of times.
Okay,
I've only played it a handful of times, and I actually ran into Iron.
Did you?
That was terrible. I was convinced you're a scav boss. Chat was trying to convince me that Sniper Scav was aggroed. I'm like, I'm halfway across the map from Sniper Scav. There's no way that SVD is Sniper Scav. And chat was like, no, don't worry about it. It's just Sniper Scav. So I carry on moving. Next thing I know, death.
Yeah.
What was it? LPS, SVD, and
actually 7M1.
Rub it in my face.
7M1. 7M1 from the Sniper Scout. Because now,
I hope
of
you
course,
dropped my gear, by the way.
I don't know. I didn't take anything. I had 2 other people with me, so I can't account for them. Okay.
That's fine.
So yeah, you can get up to the sniper spot, by the way, now on the mountain.
Yeah.
Can you? There's a pathway. There's a pathway.
Well, you have to do a little bit of jumping, but it's definitely there. It's like steps.
Okay, it's not as like okay, that I love that. Okay, I'm happy there.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you're going out of bounds. You know how you used to be able to get up on Sniper Rock and it felt broken. It felt like I shouldn't be here. But right now it's just like you walk up the back of the mountain and you're behind Sniper Scav, literally.
Don't reveal anything else.
From the new era.
Don't say anything else. Yeah. We'll leave it as a I don't know.
You're gonna enjoy it for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, 100%. Because it's so cool to see an old map and an old concept. In fact, Woods was, if I'm not mistaken, Woods was the 3rd map, because Customs was 2nd, Factory was 1st. Factory was kind of like the showcase of what the engine could do and what BSG were working on in terms of like the character and stuff. And then we had Customs, which was called Big Map, and then Factory was called small map. You know, those days, you know, those
Dark Ages.
the dark days. That's right. I don't know. Did you guys, Sig? Did you play back then?
I didn't. No.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
Me
enough.
neither.
No,
Me neither.
I
Me
started.
neither. Yeah.
Interchange came out,
Okay, I think
and
Geeks.
then I got addicted to Interchange.
I think Geeks actually started pretty much about the same time as well.
No, I started later than that. I started like a white before Labs came out.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
What about you, Ian?
Well, I started in end of 2017, so it was around about the time when Shoreline, because it got expanded, I think, just then, because we just had the bottom half of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I played for a few months, and I really didn't get on with the game at all. Like, I was being carried by my armor mates, and it's only when I started playing solo, I'd say it's been about 2 years, is when I actually like went on a deep dive on the game and actually got addicted and engrossed.
Yeah. Good.
And like you said, like going back to this woods expansion, it reminded me of those old days, because I'm literally looking at a map on my second monitor, trying to remind myself, orient myself. And a lot of people tell me like how do I get rid of the anxiety of like being scared? And I'm like, enjoy that feeling, because everybody wants that back. Like all the veterans and things like that who are just rinse and repeat, doing the same thing, grinding. You know, enjoy that anxiety, enjoy that gear fear, because that's what draws us in. And having new content like this is what pulls us back in. And having a wipe, it just refreshes that feeling.
100%. In fact, speaking of wipes, this was almost the longest wipe in Tarkov history. Hold on, Woods was added December 28th.
212 days? Was it 212 days this one or something like that? It was like 215, 212.
I'm not too sure, but this was almost, I think this is the second longest wipe, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, I think the age of just constant wipes is kind of behind us, because that's what used to happen. They used to wipe whenever there was something major happening in the game that needed to either be tested, something to do with the economy. That was what wipes were all about. It wasn't necessarily even just, oh, this is the cycle of the game. That was actually never really a thing. That was just something that had to be tested. And again, of course, this game is still, it's an ongoing project. This is something that is in active development. So you always have to think about that and remember this, because things will most likely go wrong, and something will have to change. This is why we are here, to kind of open that conversation with you guys, the viewers, the community, in order to get a dialogue, a much more focused, I think, concentrated dialogue going between the, just BSG and, of course, you guys, because we would like this game to succeed, this project to succeed. Just like Iron, I have been in Tarkov since, I think, about November, December 2017 as well, and I've just been absolutely addicted to it, of course, with breaks in between. I think we've all kind of taken some breaks here and there, yeah. So it is something that I think every single one of us holds close, very dearly. It's definitely changed our lives, in my opinion, 100%. But of course, I think that one of the new developments which has happened around the Tarkov community, or in the Tarkov community recently this year, is esports and competitions. And Sigma, in my opinion, is the spearhead behind a lot of this. She was one of the first people to start doing something like this. And Sigma, tell me, people laughed at you when you first came out with that idea and suggestion. People laughed at you.
Yeah, it sucked. Well, you guys know, because we were talking about how long we've been playing the game, is when we would get closer to a wipe, it would just be dead, absolutely dead. And so we would just plan to meet everybody on the same map, and then it kind of became like, well, let's have a couple teams go in, and then I wanted to be able to observe it because chat wasn't able to see everybody at the same time. And so I started putting up multi-streams on my channel, and we would watch them, and then it became like, well, so and so won last weekend. What if they went up against these other guys? And so I created a tournament out of it 2 years ago, and man, people gave me a lot of crap for it, you know? So now I'm kind of looking around like, okay, which one of you guys was laughing at me and making fun of me 2 years ago when I created tournaments? You know, because now they're popping up all over the place.
Mm-hmm. And that's a very good point, actually, because you're definitely not the only one that has put on competitions, of course, with Punisher, the Punisher series from Pestily, as well as a bunch of other regional competitions.
Mhm.
Again, for instance, Iron, he's been putting on competitions from the Emissary team. Stay tuned with those. And of course, Sigma, you've got tons and tons of like really fun, quirky competitions and challenges and stuff, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing to see.
Thanks. I'm actually going to be in the one that Iron and Philbo are doing. I'm going to be in
perfect.
it on the 18th.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't
Amazing.
done a competition because we're always hosting them.
Mm-hmm.
So I rarely do them. So I'm excited.
Shoes on the other foot for once.
Right.
As a competitor.
Exactly.
Perfect.
It's all fun and games until you're the one in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it actually seems like we may have a very special guest joining us at some point soon. Let's see how this works, because technically speaking, I mean, you can only be so prepared. You know, hey, this is the pilot. It's gonna be a little scuffed, but
it's in beta, guys.
It's in beta. That's right.
We're
It's a
wiping
beta
next week. We're
podcast
wiping
right now.
next week. Don't worry.
So, of course, we have actually some bonus topics as well, which are Sherpas. I would like to mention the Sherpas. There's probably quite a few new people watching. Of course, myself, Sigma, and Iron, we are emissaries. And Sigma, you actually did a lot of Sherpa work as well.
I did. I really want that program to get more attention
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like with all of the new people that are coming in, this is such a huge asset to them. And I don't feel like it gets enough attention. So huge shout out to the Sherpas out there. They really do work hard. Many of them don't even stream. They just do this just to try to help the community, which we used to be able to keep up with. That's what I was thinking about, is the veterans used to be able to bring in new players and help them along the way. I know that's what happened with me. I know that's what happened with a lot of you guys. But with the huge influx of the players that we had, the vets just couldn't keep up with it. And the Sherpa program came in and they've really helped out a lot. So hats off to them.
Yeah. I actually started as a Sherpa a little while ago myself. Hold on. Yeah, I started as a Sherpa a little while ago myself, but I took a little bit of a different approach to being a Sherpa. I didn't really want to take people into raids for one specific reason, and that's primarily because it's spoon feeding after a certain point, and people keep coming back and stuff, and it gets really hard. I think that for people to really learn, they have to learn either on their own or maybe with friends, especially at the beginning. But solo gameplay is, in my opinion, primarily where it's at in terms of getting better at Tarkov. That's just my opinion. Of course, everybody's a little bit different, but I don't know.
Like I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about the Sherpa program, is that people just think it's a carry or you're giving out gear to people. You know, the amount of DMs or Sherpa requests that we get from, you know, somebody who's like, I want to know how to make money, or I'm level 40 and I'm struggling. The Sherpa Hub and the Sherpa program is there for everybody of all experience levels. Like I go in there sometimes and I'll learn something new from the guys with a new guide or, you know, a new approach to something. But with the actual Sherpa process, for me personally, like it's mainly done a lot off stream, and You don't actually jump into a raid with them. It's either observing their raids or they observe you. It's very rarely that we'll squad up in, because it gets so hectic. You know how hectic Tarkov is as it is, and to deal with comms as well as other players on top while trying to learn the game, it gets very hectic. So a lot of it is done, either over the shoulder or them watching you, vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Is there just it's huge dynamic to teach somebody Tarkov, but if you go to their channel, the Sherpa Hub on Twitch, they do all kinds of things on there. And somebody might come in. I know, Sneaky, you do this a lot. You focus on literally today, we're just going to focus on making money, or we're just going to focus on snipers, or, we're going to mod AKs. They take you across the entire board.
That's true.
And it's not just there for a carry. Lots of times we'll get requests, hey, can you run me through labs because I need gear?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
No, not going to happen.
Yeah. So again, you did, and Geeks actually does something very, very similar as well, which is the reason why, in fact, every single one of us is here is because of the interaction that we have with the community. Geeks, your input to the Tarkov community is amazing. Talk to us a little bit about. It's true. Talk to us a little bit about how you what's the deal? Where is that?
Well, I think it comes from not only me, but it talks from just talking to the community. When there's a lot of things that get thrown around at streamers and content creators, but the best thing is when people come into your chat and we're talking about stuff, and then it's good to get a perspective from other people too. Like, I do a lot of beginner guides. I do a lot of the starting quest stuff. Like, I do a lot of beginner stuff, right? That's how people find me most of the time, is when they're starting Tarkov.
Yeah.
And whenever I talk about things, I always like to think I'm trying to balance it for beginner players and for veterans. And there's a gray area. I always talk about this gray area in between where we can both be happy on either side. I don't want it so hardcore that it's almost impossible for new people to start, yet I don't want it so easy that then the people that play thousands of hours get bored. So there has to be a gray line in between where it's this thing that I don't know if anyone can balance, but Tarkov's trying to do it. BSG is doing it, and they've been more successful than a lot of companies. I think, like a lot of companies. But I think the big thing is even when I have, say, over 4,000 hours in this game, and I'm talking to the chat, the community, and I'm like, what, I think this would be a good idea, or this would be a good idea. I'm getting feedback from the community saying, oh, you know what, I'm a newer player, I actually don't like that, or that's kind of that doesn't make sense, why not this way. I've gotten a lot of ideas from the community, and I try to pass them on towards say BSG or something, and we go from there. I think the main thing is we always have to be thinking of both the beginner base and the veterans, and we have to ride that gray line together and see where we end up.
Of course, your most successful video is the
beginner guide.
The tutorial. That's right.
It's you know what?
It's so really funny. Good. I refer it out all the time.
Yeah. 40 minutes. It's a 40-minute tutorial. It took me 40 hours to make. There's a lot to it. Unfortunately, I have to do it now. I have to make a new one now. Definitely answer that. But yeah, it's good. It is really good, guys. If you want to start there. There's a lot missing though.
Oh, hold on. Hello, Nikita. Hello. The Zoom call meeting link is right there.
Okay.
You see it in the chat?
Yeah.
Very good.
Just a second. Не вылезай в кадр.
Ничего страшного, все сделаем.
Отлично. Слава богу, по-русски говорят люди.
Да.
I agree.
Почему ты по-английски говоришь, у тебя такой совершенно тембр более тембристый, а по-русски такой, ну, попроще.
Ну,
Тренировался, небось, специально, да, так все придумано.
ну да. Да, есть такое.
М. So I'm waiting on the
Hold. Let me add
on the
you.
lo-
There we go. Ah, there it is. There it is. Let me resize you. Let me quickly resize you. Hello, Nikita. Everybody say hello.
Hello.
Say hello, class
Hello,
A,
Nikita.
Nikita. Hey,
Right?
you been getting sleep at all?
Not
No.
entirely, like not enough lately, especially for the last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah,
It's not like
it's hard.
I can't sleep or like I need to stay all the night like working. It's like I just can't sleep properly, and it's like I don't know how to say it. Like it's more something related to my how to say it. I don't know. So I'm like stressed, nervous, and stuff.
I'm sure
I
you
don't
can't
know how
stop
to.
thinking, right? Like you can't stop thinking about stuff. Like you're always in bed. You're just
Yeah,
thinking
like
about everything.
like my head continues to think even when I like don't want it to actually have it thinking. So like, it's ongoing thing.
Yeah, it's stress. It's stress, and I'm sure you've been under a lot of stress for the entire year. It's been super hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've done an absolutely amazing job, in my opinion. The amount of content that you've managed to push out this year, even with all the difficulties, is amazing. Is amazing, in my opinion.
Yeah, like it could be better. It could be better, or like right now, like we are we actually launched like a pretty stable release. It was like much more stable than any release that we had, and it's cool. But it's a shame that something is still going on right now, and especially in terms of like backend issues and stuff. And we try to figure it out. And the bad thing is usually starting happening in the late evening, and for us it's the end of the day, and it's pretty hard to stay. So the guys like stay up till I think 4 or 5 a.m, and then they need to get up early at 10 or 11 a.m to continue everything that like we like. It's not like super super bad right now. No, it's okay, but it could be better, and this small like small part of work that can be better, it really bothers me. Like I want to make it perfect, so I will totally have this calmness and balance in my head on this end of this year and New Year's holidays, Russian New Year's holidays. So I will like I need it, because otherwise it will be like the continuing stress for me, and that's why like we're trying to make everything like super stable, super fine, so everything will work really well, especially when like we will have a lot of events and a lot of new players will come. So we need to make everything working really really good and stable.
And you've played some of the game. You've played since pretty much the patch dropped, as well as myself. It's been super smooth. In fact, I think that this has been the most smooth patch.
Yeah, it's been one of the smoothest like patch release, like day one patch.
Especially wipe too.
The wipe day itself, like everybody always dreaded wipe day in terms of like matching times or server lobby bugs and things like that. We had none of those issues this time. Obviously, as you've mentioned, the back end issues have cropped up, but the actual transition and the actual wipe day itself was as smooth as anything.
Yeah, like I really hope that, because like for example, are we live actually right now or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I need to say hello to everybody. No?
Say hello, of course, if you like.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I started to say something without any like we kind of continued all the conversation that we had. Like, okay, hi everybody. I'm still here as always. Actually, yeah, like we just launched the page, and right now we are working like in the weekends actually, like, and it's totally okay for us because we've been there many times, and right now we are stabilizing everything. Right now, like at this moment, I'm just watching on the admin chat with all of like engineering stuff going on, stats and different kind of monitoring stuff, and we just want everything to be really stable, like really stable. I know that the launch of this page was pretty good, like it was like much better than any other launch patch releases that we had, and this is like the courtesy of our work. Actually, all the whole year we made a lot of things related to backend, to game servers, to different kind of stuff to be ready for the new year. If like usually at the end of this year, Escape from Tarkov rises like again every end of the year. It's all became like the Twitch. We just like at the top of the Twitch viewers and stuff. So it requires for us to be more confident in everything that we have in terms of hardware, like servers and stuff. So right now we are working on stabilizing everything, and the thing is that we have like the perfect, actually like nearly perfect conditions of backend and servers, but something is not right. Yesterday it was not even related to our side, it was like hoster's problem, and this problem like led to 2 or 3 servers malfunctions, and we needed to like quickly reroute the traffic from these faulty servers to the new ones, and it was done like live and in the late evening too, so it wasn't related to our site. And right now we're thinking that these new servers is kind of bad because they produce some kind of spikes again. So right now we are working on this thing, because like right now it's the most like prioritized thing about the page, as well as we have like already several different fixes that we will like do. We will do the quick fix, like hot fix, I think maybe tomorrow even, or after tomorrow. So again, to make everything like as good as possible, because we can't do this perfect for you, for everybody, because like I said many times, even if we had a perfect network architecture and like the perfect powerful servers, it's still like we could have an issues on the line. The internet can be like being faulty or something, and it could be not related to the game or the game servers, but most likely you will blame us for that. So yeah, we totally understand that, because like yesterday when we had this like interruption of the game work, like all the haters started to say like, oh yeah, I'll tell you, they still didn't do anything about that. Like we did a lot actually, and it's a shame for us. Like it's like обидно, короче, вообще, трындец. I can't like word it out in English
It's
because
sad. It's
yeah,
just
it's
sad
sad.
that it's sad
Yeah.
that you know you're never gonna escape. I think that kind of thing. I think it's always
Yeah.
gonna just be present. It's just something that happens. You can't please 100% of the people all the time. But I know that you, as a perfectionist, especially for the past 3 to 4 years,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
For sure. Like
yeah,
perfectionism
it hurts.
is like it's the power and the weakness at the same moment,
Yeah,
because if you chosen the way of perfection, get ready for the unpredictable path changes.
yeah,
Like something can change really fast, especially when you are on the tip of the spear. Like different kind of stuff could happen. And 10 years 10 years of my work in game development, 10 years of work. Some of my colleagues, like old timers who work with me, like he started to work with me 10 years ago. For us, for I think this year is like the milestone. I don't know, maybe you can call it even an exam, like an examination of some kind. Like many of my friends and like the people who I know, like told me that they had like life-changing, like groundbreaking moments in this year. Even it's like home-based year. Like we sat at home like like an infinite amount of time actually, and many things happen this year for me. Like of course, I met like this way of like point of life when I like started to think that okay, it was 10 years, like what actually I achieved and stuff, that questions. So yeah, okay, maybe you have something to say actually.
Sure. Sure. There's lots to talk about. In fact, you have just dropped a major update to the game, which we didn't really even expect. We didn't really even know. We all thought it's going to get pushed back into 2021. And even at that point, that wouldn't have really been, I don't know, everybody was kind of, I think, ready to some extent. But at the same time, I think that you guys overperformed and you just came in and just dropped it. How was that for you? I bet it was stressful. Super stressful.
Yes. It was not super stressful as the year before, or the 0.9 patch 2 years ago, 0.8, and it was like these patches were like much more stressful, but we like gained a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience how to properly think and act with such kind of experience that we had, like not good experience. Like we did a lot of things that we shouldn't did that way. And right now, even we knew about all of the stuff, all of the like bottlenecks of the production, we still kind of did it again. And but at least I raised my voice only, I think, 3 times. Yeah. Last year it was like 10 times, and 2 years ago it was like continuous shouting every single day. No, I'm joking, but there's a like part of the truth in my words. So yeah, it was stressful, especially when it came to like last minute testing, like play testing and final preparations, because usually at that moment different kind of critical stuff pops up, and it's really hard to fix it because everything is kind of ready to release, and we need to retest it again, like make approval testing again. And it's not like 1 or 2 or 3 hours, it's like 6 hours, 8 hours. We have like final approval testing of the build, called regression. It goes for 1.5 days, I think, or even 2 days, full-time work days. So it's just because the game has like a lot of content, a lot of features, and a lot of places to check, especially when we are like included something new in the old mechanic. It requires to retesting all of the stuff, and we constantly tested different kind of builds within the company. This is called playtesting phase, and this playtesting phase was like propagated for the whole period that we we tried to get this patch running. So I think at the early November, I stated that we need to upload the patch not before 1st of December, I think. And I said, like, if we will upload it like 25th of December or even 26th, 7th of December, we will not have much time needed to hotfix stuff because it will be the end of the year, New Year's Eve, and all of the like stuff going on around you. So it was at the early November. So I was kind of sure that we should be ready. I think within 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, and after this 3 weeks the situation became more tense and we started to get nervous, especially me, of course. And the last 2 or 3 days before update, it was like the point, it was like my boiling point, and I started to make a lot of voice messages. Like you can just type things, you can make in voice messages, they will work much better than this, like the texting and stuff. So I like thank my team and the lead team. Maybe you saw it on the last podcast. And Instagram, we have a like group photo. We have like only one, like Roman. He was not in the office. He was responsible for the graphical stuff, optimizations related to graphics and stuff, freezes and everything. So he did a lot of work actually this year, a lot of work. So he must be like featured somehow. So I thank them because even if we have or had some issues in between the conversations and the working processes, we still like work and behave as a team, and they really care about the game as myself. And this is the main achievement for me this year. If you will ask what is my main achievement this year, that I became more confident in my team, and it's so important for me because like the game development, the EFT production is my life. And what does it mean? It means that this, like as I said before, sucks my life out from myself, like usually from time to time, like for patch, every single patch, every single preparations for this, like I feel that like life flowing. And with the confidence in my team, I like starting become more sure that I can count on them more, and I can finally have some kind of relaxation moments, and think that everything will be all right because my guys will work everything out. So yeah, I just want to say to them, I don't know even they are listening right now or not, but they're like really good people. I really like them, and I hope it will be even better next year because we need to finally wrap everything up and understand and be sure when we will release EFT. So this is the main point of everything. Like I'm usually constantly saying about this, like you should not be afraid of anything. You should not be nervous about anything. You must be nervous about how and when will we complete the game, especially Streets of Tarkov location, because it's like, I don't know, it's too big right
That's a
now.
big one, yeah. That's a big one that everybody has been waiting for a very, very long time. But honestly, I think that most of the community, and that I think goes for everybody that's here, we can definitely say that you've done an absolutely amazing job throughout time. Sure, things get delayed. We get that. We understand that. That's just the process of development. This is something that you have to think on your feet as it happens. You have to always change and adapt and do a lot of different things in order to make the best content that you can for your community, your game, and to push it forward as much as you can with the best possible results. And I think you've done an absolutely amazing job. Again, to go back to what I was saying earlier, I honestly thought that, hey, even if you push it back, that wouldn't really, you get some much needed rest and everything would be fine. In fact, I don't know, most of my people would have just been okay with it.
The thing is, like, the team working on the streets of Tarkov location is like 20 people and like several supervisors, and we think about to get even bigger and hire more people because we just can't stop. Like we need to go, we need to continue it, and we decided to make this kind of trailers, like teasers. There will be not like this only 2 teasers of Streets of Tarkov. There will be more teasers and eventually more soundtrack for it because like it's a good, for me it's a good purpose to make some new track for the specific trailer or specific teaser, especially when I kind of feeling the atmosphere and the immersion and stuff, because like I'm totally understanding like what would I feel if I actually travel through the streets of Tarkov, like, and I try to like wrap it out with my thoughts and burn some music or something. So there will be more teasers for you to see the progress, because what you saw in the last trailer, in the last teaser, Streets of Tarkov, it's like 10% or I think 8% of the location. And that was only 8% that are completed. So a lot of things are in the state of work in progress. And a lot of work, like, no question popping up. And the city will be much bigger. And the main challenge for us, like right now, the performance is pretty good already, but it's just like 10% and like 15% of all of the location. I don't know, 20%. Okay, with the work in progress stuff. So like a lot of things to do, and we really need to boost things up. How could we like merge everything together and make it playable? Because like it will be a lot of pressure on the engine, and it will require some unique approach to the such kind of optimization and the rendering of a big city. Because we have the division and stuff, and they like have like a pretty reasonable and explainable algorithm of the optimization, such a big scale, like blocks of the cities. And right now for us it's like no man's land for us, so we just need to understand how we will do it actually. Because right now I'm just I saw when the first time I saw like the like final graphics of this location, of this like teaser, and like I actually recorded all of the stuff in the teaser, and I showed you only like, I don't know, 25% of that 8% like ready. So like a lot of rooms to visit. I just make some kind of I don't know how to say it, like fast flash forwards, fast like in the end of the teaser, like many rooms, many apartments and stuff. So a lot of places to visit. And when I saw the detailization of it, I was like, I had like emotions, like I was impressed a lot. Like it's not easy to impress myself actually, because not easy, because I saw a lot of things.
You're the
and I know
boss,
how.
Nikita. That's why you need to be impressed. That's why.
I need to know how to do things, and I know like the inner kitchen of everything, and it's not easy for me to impress. It's not easy to impress myself, and I was impressed. Like the utilization and everything was like the single player, like adventure quest game, something like Resident Evil 7 or even like something like this. And the second thought was like a rage, because I turned back to the art lead and said like, are you like
Crazy
in your mind? Are you fucking crazy? Like how, like what are you like trying to achieve over here? Do you think it will work, or oh no, or you make this everything for the art station screenshots? Like what's the reason you did so like big and detailed environment? And he said like, we raised the bar, in the last teaser, so we needed to keep it. Yeah,
Well, I want to
Amazing.
ask a couple of questions about Streets though, because from my understanding, it's supposed to be 40 PMCs is what we might expect.
yeah.
And then I was wondering, like, how long do you think that rate is going to be? Because of course, there's all this talk that we might have to go through Streets to get to labs, and then no, that's not true. Like
I
a
think
lot of
I think it will be minimum 2 hours.
That's
2
crazy.
hours. Yeah, and you know that the bigger level of the potential problem is the Streets of Tarkov is like we could actually have only this location and that's it. So it would be totally enough to have only one location, Streets of Tarkov, to fulfill all of the stuff that we need in the game. Especially, it mirrors the name of the game, like Escape from Tarkov. We have a city called Tarkov, so here you go. Try to escape it, and I don't know how it will be played, the loot and everything. We want to add the unique mechanics of not only about exits but also with the unique interactable things in the game. You saw that helicopter, for example. So it will be a totally new environment, like newer, like the ecosystem. I know how to say it. Like it will play as it will have like it's always, for me especially, it's a challenge and the most interesting part to make something new within the genre, within the current game, and all of the current like mechanics that we have. In other words, we want to, every time we make the big update, we want to surprise you. We want to surprise you in a good way. Like, okay, the EFT is already for 5 years, so what can they actually do to make us happy and interesting? And like, boom, you have like a lot of things in the Streets of Tarkov location, and it most likely everybody will play this location mostly, except Pestily. He will again try to complete the game, all the quests and stuff. So it's always interesting to see like he started to complete the game from scratch, and he like even if we had a new location or the expansion, like we will not test it like for at least for the 2 or 3 hours, first hours. Like, you
We'll
will
get
be
Kappa
just
first and then go there.
yeah, and that's the other thing that we should think about later. How will we play it? But I don't know, like there is like something like the ultimate goal for us, for myself, is to create something so unique, so would never anybody will create ever, because it will be too crazy. And
well, so far
it
so good. Nobody else has been able to do it.
Not even
yeah,
close.
but I'm always unhappy, always unhappy, because like again, when I see streams, for example, and I see some imperfections, like a lot of imperfections, a lot of things works not entirely how I designed, and and I totally understand that some things were done just because of limitations, technical like problems. Some of the features correlates to each other, and we just can't make them playable and like as it was intended in design documentation, and it makes me sad actually. And it's always the race to the project of my dreams, like, and some things are just here as it is, and I'm always like struggling and thinking about like we need to redesign it. What like would go wrong if we will actually redesign it and make it like it was before? And sometimes it's like a flash. People working, they have like the task list and stuff. They have plans, milestones, and I like rushing in the chat and saying like, drop everything. We will do the weapon hotkeys, rechamber hotkeys and stuff, because it's needed. and it's a bad cause. It's a bad idea, and it leads to different kind of bad things in the game and in the testing processes and stuff. And the next time, at least I will think about it. Or it depends actually, because sometimes I just drop some features, just thinking like about we need to complete the game. We need to complete the game. We need to complete the game. So like a big amount of features just goes to the backlog and stuff, and we just wait for the perfect time to come, which could never come actually for those features in the box, like in the old box, in the end of the like this storage or something. So yeah.
Geese, you
So,
had a
you know,
question?
you were talking about Streets of Tarkov. We're all excited for it. You want to have a whole bunch of surprises. You know, you showed the helicopter and the things that are going to be brought with that. What I really liked was when you guys did reserve and you did that new feature with the wee woo. You know, it spawned
The alarm.
the raiders. Yeah, the alarm. It spawned the raiders. Did you guys think, are you guys thinking about bringing some of the features you're going to in Streets of Tarkov to the other maps, like you did with, you know, you brought the alarm from reserve, you started doing it to interchange with the key cards. Are you thinking about bringing some of the stuff you're implementing with Streets into some of the older maps later on?
Who knows? I think, yeah. Like again, the thing that we need to release Escape from Tarkov is pretty clear, but it's not meant to that we will release it and forget about it. For us, it will be like a exclamation mark. You know, we released it, but after this, all of the development will continue in the many DLCs and stuff. And I have another dream that EFT will last forever. Like this will be the game.
Oh, it's going that way.
Which will always be updated, which always have something to do, and it will be a good thing for the old players to come back and feel the differences, and again be surprised. So it's like pretty understandable task actually, because the ideas and the content, like we have a lot of things to do, and we have a lot of things to pack in the DLCs, for example. So the interest in the game will be kept, I think, for a long time, especially when we will redo the visuals of the game and stuff, like sounds even, like, so it's literally could be a long time for the game. And like, for example, EVE Online, you know that EVE Online like 13 years already, and it's still playable, and a lot of cool stuff is going on over there. It's not like big online players over there, but it's still something, you know, как сказать, душевно.
With good intentions, with soul, and
With soul, yes. So that some games are playable with soul, with the with the feeling of something, like something old school, some old school memories, nostalgic memories, and it will always be in our hearts, in our like generation, for example, because the next generations, they are not the same, because we were lucky to born on the moment when everything started to be done, like innovative processes, everything was new for us, new games, new technologies, and we was lucky. We actually learned and saw like the building of whole the industry from the scratch, from the simple games to the games that we have right now with like photorealistic graphics, and that's all, and that's it. And I think the next generations, like, they're not about it, because they already have all of the games, the movies, and the stuff that we are waited for every single year.
I want to ask a question about the arena.
Okay.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Okay.
Okay. No.
Will arena have different modes like capture the flag or defuse the bomb?
I don't quite sure about that kind of mode, because again, for myself, I don't want to just take like what was created, even if it's really good, and just use it in the game. So it will be, maybe it will be something like capture the flag, but it will be more like capture the gamma container. I don't know, like something more correlated not to the lore of the game, but to the lore of the arena, because arena will have a lore, and it's not just like something competitive that we created to make some new players to come into the game. It will be like, if you know, the Punisher quests is like, it's about it, like some shady company, some shady group of people started to make some kind of arena in the Tarkov. So we want we want it to be more as much realistic as possible, like to have these gladiator fights within the Tarkov, and it will contain different kind of game modes. And the good thing is, like, it's much more easier for us to add this new game modes, because the concept allows us to do it. So like, we have arena, competitive, kind of, I don't know, gladiator fights. It could be like everything. We could like even make it with the some kind of joke, like some like the arena administrators like was like a Counter-Strike player a long time ago, and he decided to make such kind of things. Like, he even built up the Dust 2 with the cardboard boxes and like different kind of stuff, and he decided like, oh, let it be like Dust 2 bomb emplacement. It's cool. It sounds cool already, and to actually to feel and experience all of the EFT features and behavior and like weapons and stuff within the classic game mode, it will be like a really interesting experience. You can like point any other shooter game, any other game mode in shooter games, and if it will be with the hardcore mechanics of EFT, it will be interesting, like 100%, like 99%. Okay, I know, like yeah, most likely. I'm not talking about battle royales or something. I'm talking about some classical game modes, like really, really old ones. For example, like Unreal Tournament, Capture, like wasn't the game
That's
mode.
one thing that people are worried about with arena mode, is that it's going to like divide the community, because you're going to have the people who want the survival aspect, but then you've got the kind of subculture of just PvP only.
Most likely it will blend a lot, because if you actually play the game in the like current game mode, like survival, I don't know how to say it, like game mode, you'll have more abilities and more like things to use in the arena mode. So it will
they supplement each other, because you get like perks playing the main
each other.
game. You get
Yeah.
perks in them in the arena.
Yeah, and of course, there will be a lot of players from the competitive shooters. They will just play the arena mode, and they will slowly convert to the people, like to the hardcore audience of the classical EFT players. And I think it's a good thing, because we will achieve, at least we will try to achieve like the interesting challenge to convert more players from the competitive, fast and casual audience to the thinking hardcore audience. I think it's a good thing for the industry. Like,
sorry, I just to jump in here, but have you? I don't know how you guys are doing arena. I have no idea, but you haven't mentioned this. But do you think are you guys thinking of making it like free to play, so you convert them to go to the main game and buy the main game, or no?
so the model, like, it's still planned, but I think the model will be that you will able to buy the arena separately.
Okay.
It will not be free to play for sure.
Okay.
It will be buy to play. It will not cost much, and if you buy only the arena, EFT arena, you will be able to play only arena. But if you have the EFT, like the main game, these things will be connected together, and then you will have all the privileges and bonuses like of you, because some of the game modes will have like the custom loadouts thing, and this custom loadout will allow you to use your loadout from the EFT, like from your like main character. If you don't have the game, you will use like the preset loadouts, a lot of loadouts actually. One of the game mode. I will not disclose what it is, this game mode. So you have like the preset
Secrets.
gear, preset weapon. Yeah, and this is it. So if you want to play your character with your gear, with your weapons, you will need to have the game. And if you don't want to do that, you don't want to have like very fast-paced competitive stuff with the presets or even some kind of leveling thing within the arena, and like you will just need to buy arena, and that's it.
Very good. See, the reason why I actually asked this is because a lot of games they last for a very long time because of the competitive nature of those games. So look at Fortnite or other games that are similar, like Counter-Strike. People still play Counter-Strike. Also, when are we getting Dust 2 in arena mode? But this is something that I think has the potential to really carry the game. And of course, with 2020, we've seen a lot of different competitions springing up worldwide, with of course one of the biggest ones with Punisher, with Pestily, and of course Sigma, who's with us here today. She's done a lot of stuff with Evasion. You definitely know about this. So I think that this has the potential to really carry the game forward. I don't need to really tell you that, but
Yeah, like all of the tournaments that we had and will have on the current version of the game, they already have this potential already. So the all-in-one competitive game mode will like raise it to the next level, and it will allow people to trade actually. But like I'm pretty sure that the most effective, most efficient arena players will be the EFT players who play the game a lot, at least 2 or 3 wipes. They will be more efficient because of course, there is a specific gameplay styles. For example, like how Shroud plays, because he is CS player, and still, as he said and saying from time to time, he says from time to time that he died a lot at the start. He started to play EFT like as I remember, of 6 or like 8 months before he started to stream it. This 6 or 8 months, he just died a lot and tried to understand the game, and he got this like experience to finally start streaming it, and it means a lot actually. We will see how it will go. Actually, I have a lot of positive feelings about how it will be, and I'm like pretty sure that it will bring a lot of new players, not only like to EFT, the main EFT game, but also the overall like competitive community, esports community will like give us a lot of new like events and stuff. So I'm sure that it will be really interesting for everyone.
I'm a big advocate for competitions that encompass everything, or at least a huge chunk of what EFT has to offer. I don't like just the run and gun. I feel like only doing just a kill thing is super fun, but when you see an overall EFT player that's well-rounded, that knows how to approach something with like tactfully, I think it's really cool to watch a team go against each other where they have a lot of things to figure out and not just only one objective.
Like so many actually, we touched like pretty major things, like the Streets of Tarkov, the arena, and stuff like so many things actually really interesting for us to finally implement into the game, and so not so much time for us to do it, and it also really bothers myself that how could we be more efficient in terms of work and make more stuff. How? Because right now it's already like the game has a lot of things, and we have we actually need to make like another like 2 locations, like Streets of Tarkov, and I think two locations, side locations, and we need to make storyline quests and like customizable rigs, and like this is the major ones, like, and a lot of like side features like in the state. It will be really good to finally make them somehow. And what again, what bothered us a lot, like when you, like for myself, when I see this feature and I understand that most likely it will not be in the game because like we have more prioritized stuff to do, it makes me really sad because I really want to make all of the stuff that I like designed. But again, there is like if we decide to make EFT for the whole of our lives and the life of the company, um, it still will be pretty inadequate because we plan to do another kind of games, another games like which could have this mechanics that I designed and kept in the storage, for example. So that's what we talked about. That's why I can't sleep for the last 4 days. Right?
Yeah, Nikita. Okay, this is the perfect opportunity in that case to ask you. What do you have any plans for the holidays? Are you even gonna get rest? Tell us?
Yes, of course. I actually has a plan. I have a plan.
You can't be working
I
all the
have a
time.
list I have a list of 9 games that I want to complete. 9 games. Yeah, I will not tell you about them because you will say, "Oh, what the hell? I don't know what this game is about. I
Is
never heard about
Cyberpunk
it."
one of them?
No, no, no. That I really love narrative independent games with the good graphics, with a good story. For me, it's
Any
like interactive.
recommendations?
Yes, of course, but I'm not sure that I will able to give you this recommendation right now. For example, um, for example, hmm, um, for example, I want to complete the last Amnesia. You know, that's Amnesia from the creators of the Soma.
Dark
It's
Descent, was it the new one?
yes, yes. I want to complete Mafia remake. You know, I want to complete the game called Observation. I want to complete the game of our uh, mm, the guy who lives in Russia too. The game called The Light. So this is not like the Return of Obra Dinn. Also, it's also like the independent cool game which are created by only one person, and they are interesting. And I kind of not into the mainstream games because they are all around us, and I always like and love the idea to have some kind of unique experience and pleasure from the hidden gems of the games. And maybe someday I will post all of the list of the games that I recommend to play for those who love the narrative games, who love to think about stuff, you know, like interactive books or something. Not so much games about it, but you know, like Steam has a lot of games like this. They not usually have good graphics for sure, but sometimes they have so strong like storyline which give me motivation and uh,
Inspiration.
inspiration. Yes, yes, you read my mind. Inspirations to make something, because it, like for example, even EFT is pretty oriented game in terms of like combat, tactical stuff, weapons. It still has a lot of lore, and I'm waiting when will be the perfect time for us to finally implement the storyline quests, because they have a lot of meaning, they have a lot of mysteries, and the quests are pretty interesting for those who like the conspiracy theories and like like it's important thing. And for myself, that's why I want to make like a single player game, because I really want to make something single player with the story, with the dialogues, with the characters and stuff. Because this is like really interesting for me. And when I actually starting to write some kind of scripts or dialogues for the quests or some description for the future quests, not this quest that we have right now. No, I mean that storyline quests, like with a lot of stuff, with the dialogue options and different kind of stuff. I like receiving a lot of like pleasure. I don't know how to say it, like good
satisfaction.
Thoughts and good satisfaction that this is what I really like about the game. But unfortunately, the 60% of the time of the development of EFT is about bugs, network stuff, cheaters, complaints, how to make game run faster, how to make my game even better, in terms of like difficult technical stuff. So technical production is like the most part of the development process. So, and this small moments of feature implementation on or different like narrative stuff, storyline stuff, it like gives a lot of positive energy for me. Like, oh yeah, finally, it was actually nothing that we like suffered, because finally we make something interesting that I like. This is, I'm talking about cultists right now. So yeah.
On the subject of cultists,
go on. Yeah.
Like, are they implemented how you first imagined it, or are they going to be reworked? Because I see people getting shot by cultists, and we're under the understanding that they do have the poison blade, obviously, but
yes, I can tell you about them. I can't tell anything more. Almost got me. You almost
conspiracy.
got me.
So close, but not close enough.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll take care.
I will say right now at the first. I can't tell you. I just can't tell you. Sorry.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Look, in that case, you do a lot to bring very good atmosphere. I think you've captured the atmosphere very well for a war-torn region, especially when it comes to nighttime raids where now cultists are present and everyone's going crazy. They're getting stabbed and shot and whatever. I had somebody in a Discord call with me earlier who said that I sat in a bush and watched somebody, shooting a bunch, but then I also saw somebody walk out, like stand up out of a bush who was wearing this gas mask and then walk over there, and then the shot stopped and I was just sitting in a bush. I didn't want to go over there. I don't want no part of it. They didn't come back. That's all I care about. I went the other way.
So, I really wish that I like can tell you more about stuff, but I can't. But the only thing I will tell you about that, look for the hints about them. So the location already has different kind of hints related to the for the like cultists. For those who I don't know who you're talking about, and that's it.
Okay, to move on to the next question, do you think all the maps are going to be completed next year? Will there maybe will you make some edits to the map that we have already, where you pick like the map selection screen?
Yes, there definitely will be the factory expansion.
My favorite.
Factory expansion for sure. There definitely will be minor expansion to the interchange, and I think this is it about expansions, because we will need to make we already have a prototype, like the draft of the lighthouse location. It will contain a big USEC base. So we have like kind of beer base, like military base, and we will have the USEC base, and it will be situated on the water cleaning facility. I don't know how to say it properly in English.
Water treatment.
water treatment facility. Yeah, with this, rotating, big rotating
water treatment.
stuff. Yeah. And it's a crucial location for some of the storyline quests. So actually, I think we cannot start to finally produce the storyline quests because we don't have like completed key location key areas, and we need to complete them because we even like modeled and all of the quest related models, props, and items, but we are waiting for the actual locations. You will be surprised. I guarantee you, there is like some quests like it will be like you'll be surprised. It will be like a good level of surprise. I assure you. But I don't know when it will be actually. Next year? Yes, we want to complete all of the location next year. Yes, there is a plan to complete everything next year. But I don't know actually how to do it because we need to manage stuff within the team, within the level production team, because we need to speed things up a lot because otherwise we will not be in time. Otherwise we will need more time, like a year or a year and a half, just to complete the Streets of Tarkov location. And I really do not want, and I really cannot allow to cut this location. Like let's complete the part of it and that's it. No, I don't want to cut it because I already saw like the perfect vision how I play on the whole location and what feelings I will get and what feelings you will get. And these feelings and this experience and it will give you like I really do not want to mess with it and make it less or like reduced, like cut or like release the half of the location and then release the other half. I do not want to do that because I want you to experience like this masterpiece, because it will be masterpiece for sure for the guys who are working on it. It will be like you will never see such kind of digitalization and everything in any other games. I can promise you that. And the only thing is how to do it properly, how to run it properly on a PC, like on not on a supercomputer, but on a regular, at least above average PC. Yeah, it definitely will be a challenge. And yeah. So you started to talk about, do I have some kind of plan to vacation? And I answer you that yes, I have a plan. I want to play games. I want to play games because I didn't play them for the year. The last game I completed was Disco Elysium, and I don't know. It was in this year, I think, and it was cool actually. Cool game. I recommend it. Like strong storyline.
Did you guys for 12.9? Did you guys always plan a wipe, or was this a last minute kind of like decision on your guys' part?
No,
Was it something
we planned this wipe, and like there was a hesitation not to do it, but we decided to make big changes to the weapon mods and different kind of systems, and we decided to make it because again, of course, we started some like the stale process is kind of started, and we decided like it will be a good way to make a New Year's like from a New Year's like play the gameplay from a scratch. So like, it was actually decided like a long time ago, but there were like there was a hesitation like to do it or not to do it because.
Sig, do you want to ask the next question? It's on the list.
Well, I was looking at it, but I don't see anything that we haven't already talked about. I want to interject with one of my own personal questions. Is when is Gene Byrne gonna put his music on Spotify?
It is.
It's already it's already
When?
on the Spotify.
It's already there.
Yeah,
when did this happen? No.
Yeah.
No way. We were looking for it for Evasion, so I could put it on our opening scene, and I could not find it on Spotify.
I'll send you the link.
It's there.
Yeah, I'm already on the Spotify, and I even released the Echoes like soundtrack. And
Yep.
yeah, like I'm already there, and you should
Thank you,
like
Iron.
yeah, you should subscribe to my Instagram. I usually post stories about it, like the new song release and stuff.
Give us your Instagram so we can spam it in the chat, and then and everybody can go and follow
it in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is making music something that like really relaxes you and you look forward to doing that? Like, is that like one of your like little treats when you're creating content? Whatnot? You love really doing music?
I can't say that this process is relaxing for sure, because it requires a lot of inspiration and you need to be like in the perfect condition to do it. But when you are like wrote a track in one night and it's perfectly done and ready, it gives you a lot of pleasure. Like you completed the raid, it was so hard, and you like got a lot of cool stuff, and you finally survived like in a row of 10 or 20 deaths. So it gives you like a pleasure, like, oh yeah, like I completed it in only in one night. It's so cool, because usually it's not so fast. So yeah, but it's not like, oh, let's write some music, boys, and you're just sitting like na na na, like drinking some cocktail or something, and it's like so pleasantly good. No, it's a work actually, because usually it's like this. Okay, we need teaser. When? Next week. Oh shit, I need to write some track for it. And that's it. Like I started just to write it, and then like inspiration is like starting flowing from this outer space, and yeah, usually it's like this. So where's my Instagram?
I think we got it. It's Nick Jeanburn.
Yeah.
Is it this one? I'm
Yes.
pretty sure it's this one.
Yeah, like a lot of me shooting from guns. That's me.
Very good. Very good. Well, everybody go and follow that link. If you can get the mods, I'll there we go. I'll put it in there. Everybody go and follow that link. Go and follow for live updates from Nikita himself, of course, about the day-to-day stuff that you do with shooting. Actually, you know what? That's a really good question. You went to Moscow, right? I think you went to Moscow to a shooting range to record and test some stuff. You've spoken about this before. Any more plans to do something similar? Because I think a lot of people enjoy videos from the field, if that makes sense. With you in it, with other people from BSG in it, I hope to see more.
I really want to continue this tradition to make some dev blogs, to record some movies. I actually have a lot of material from that studio, from the Fly Sound studio from Moscow. I actually made like an interview and the review of the studio and how we can implement it in the future, collaborations and cooperations. And I need to make a как монтаж по-английски? Монтаж?
An edit.
Montage? An edit.
Yeah, a video edit.
An edit, yeah. I need to do a video edit of it, because they're actually waiting, because I promised them that it will be completed till the end of this year, and I kinda the end is near, you know? The end of this goddamn God forbid year is almost near. We need to hold on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more days, and the end finally will be over. And I promise you that the next year will be much better than this dumpster fire 2020.
Yeah, 2020 has definitely been very, very difficult. We've said this already, but Russians don't really even celebrate. They do celebrate Christmas, don't they? They celebrate Christmas, but it's on the 7th of January. It's the Orthodox Christmas.
Yes. But I don't know. Like for myself, I Что-то мне слова все вылетают. Поздравить как?
Congratulate.
Congratulate, yeah. I congratulated the Western community with the Christmas, and it was actually nothing for myself, like, oh my god, it's not my holiday or something. No, I like kind of related to all of the people of the world, because we all playing the game, and
That's right.
like we're a big like family. I don't know how to say it, maybe it's a loud word, but I think it's a perfectly good thing for like to celebrate and опять слово забыл. Поздравить.
Congratulate.
Congratulate with these holidays, and like it's a good holiday actually. And I know that usually like the Western people start to work early in the January, and we Russians are drinking. And for myself, I will not be drinking. I will be shooting guns and playing games, and that's it. That's it. I will do nothing. Maybe, yeah. It's a perfect vacation for me. But I know that most likely, I will need to work, because there, like for the 10 years, there were not a single moment. There weren't a moment that I like stopped working or something. Like it was always continuous work, control, like keeping like the state. I don't know how to say it. So it was always about like work, because for myself, if I decided to like to make a like a 100% pure like rest or relax or something, I'm starting to like physically feel that this like scent is getting out of my hand. It's a bad feeling actually, because like I said at the start, I'm not so like confident in every people in our company, so I need to be in control of things. But like the leads, like they are helping a lot with this process.
Very good. Well, we're almost near the end. We've got about 9 minutes to go till it's 2 hours. Nikita, thank you so damn much for being here. If any of you guys have any questions or anything that you would like to follow up on, it's probably time that we kind of I don't know, maybe you have something more to tell us about the cultist, Nikita. I don't know.
I do not understand you. Do not understand you.
One that people keep sorry.
No, you go.
A lot of people have been asking about the Woods expansion and rework. Are we expecting an increased player count there as well?
We increased it by one, and we decided not to increase it more because we are not sure about the spawns yet. So most likely we will increase it, because we have 16 or even 17 spawns, like unique spawns. And I don't know. Yeah, most probably we will increase it by 2, maybe like there will be 15 players on the list location. But right now, like actually, I didn't think about it.
From the time that I've played Woods, with the number that we have right now, it seems fine. I always see players, I always hear some stuff going on. I think it's okay, but of course, you know, it's your game. You do whatever with it. That's just my personal, yeah.
One question I do have is about this year. You guys were really good about doing small patches throughout the year. Like it was unbelievable. You know, you didn't have wipes, but you were always bringing us new content, which was amazing. Are you still planning on doing that this year? Like there won't be like, you know, a huge wipe until later, but are you still planning on doing like the small little patches throughout the months?
Yeah, like the concept will still remain the same, because we want to make good and solid patches. But the big one, the 0.13, is also planned, because it will contain Streets of Tarkov. Most likely, it will contain the customizable rigs, so it will be a big patch. And with the pace of a production, I think it will be not soon enough. But at least the customizable rigs at some moment will be like tested through ETS servers, So at least we will test them with the ETS service, and this will be cool. But maybe we'll make a separate patch with it. I don't know actually, because the next year, well, right now we just want to survive. To survive till the end of this year, and we will have for the whole team we will have like 11 days, I think even 13 days of holidays. And
awesome. That's good.
Yeah, we will try not to work, but again, most likely some of us will work like the whole holidays, but we will try to rest because this year was really, really good for us in every term, and we did a lot of work. And this is it. Actually, I don't know what to say more.
Very good. Sig, have you got anything else that you wanna ask? Wrap up on?
Nothing that I want to ask. I just want to say thanks for coming by and taking the time out of your day and when you've been so busy to just have a chat with the community. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's totally okay. Because actually, I said that to my family, like it will be just 15 minutes.
Nikita,
It's always like this. It's always like this. I decided like I will answer 2 or 3 questions and that's
then
it.
go.
Yeah, because like I like testing myself. Like I don't have enough amount of energy because I'm kind of tired. But somehow these conversations bring me more like energy, and I'm feeling better. Like I was literally dying before, and right now I'm like ready to go. Maybe I will drink more coffee, and I don't know what to say. Like maybe do some push-ups or something.
Nikita, thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure. Chat, get some hearts going for Nikita for coming on, sharing his, spending his time with us. It's been amazing to have you here. Thank you so much. Get some rest, man. You've done.
Yes,
Yes,
I will. I'll definitely will. Right now it's only 10 p.m. here in Russia, so I have 5 or 6 more hours to watch streams and see my favorite bugs. Hey, like it's always like discouraging to like everything goes really, really good, like really perfect, and some bug or some desync or stuff like breaks everything, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
Just tell them to do their bug reports, everybody. Do your bug reports, please.
Yeah, bug reports, cheaters reports, they helps. I always will say about it. It helps a lot, and like, yeah. Let's wrap it up actually, because again we'll start talking about cheaters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikita.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Actually, like it was kind of like a session from like therapist. I talked a lot of stuff. I even told you some exclusive stuff today, which I never told to anyone. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nikita.
See you later.
bud.
Thank
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Hold on. Switch it up. That's it. Shut it down. Yeah, don't worry. В Дискорде можешь просто и...
Я понял, потому что конференция чуть не выпадает.
Во,
видос отрубил.
все.
Да.
Супер. Супер.
Все.
Спасибо тебе большое.
Пока, да, спасибо.
Счастливо.
Я пошел. Thank you, bye.
Bye, Nikita. Thank you.
So just to wrap it, pretty much, of course, it's amazing to have Nikita on to come and talk to us. We weren't actually really even expecting him to come at first. We had a whole transcript prepared and everything, but of course, you cannot deny the man himself. There's absolutely no way. And chat, you can definitely see that. I mean, they've done so much. They've definitely done so much. It's crazy. And I think that everybody needs a little bit of rest. Of course, us as content creators, there is no rest for us, but especially for holiday seasons. because, well, hey, drops are definitely just around the corner, and we're all going to be very much involved with all of that, so stay tuned. There's going to be drops available for everybody on the first and the last day of the drop, so if you didn't make it if you're a content creator and you didn't make it into the drops, you did. In fact, you definitely did make it into the drops on the first and the last day. That is your opportunity.
When is the first last day? 28th.
It is, from what I understand. Yeah.
28th and the 8th. So anyone that, so let's just clarify this. Anyone that streams in the EFT community section of Twitch, if you're on the 28th or the 8th, you get drops, guys. Your channel will be eligible for drops. You have to make sure you go look into it into your settings. We're not going to explain how to do it, but it is something to do with your settings. Remember
Please go and find the appropriate online resources, that being the link, I believe it is on the BSG page. I don't have it handy, but regardless, you can find it on the BSG page with all the details and stuff that are there. So, of course, I think the Christmas present as well. BSG has done a Christmas present every single year. Expect that as well. Just sometime soon, and enjoy the wipe. It's
first day right here. We're doing it first day today.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I think a lot of the stuff that was in the transcript will probably get pushed over to the next cast, which expect in about 6 to 7 weeks. This was we were just kind of doing this as a debut, as as something to end the year, but to open something new for us. So stay tuned for more of these in the future, and I think that's about it. Are you guys staying on? Is anybody staying on?
Yes,
Geeks? You are staying on. Okay.
I'll be on until late.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're
Perfect.
starting.
In that case, we'll.
I have to do a whole bunch of stuff though, guys. Like I have to because I'm using Streamlabs OBS, I have to Control Alt Delete this and then start my other OBS so I don't shut down the stream. You know how it is. So I have to do some janky stuff.
Wait, so you're gonna shut down the stream?
For 30 seconds. Yes, I'm gonna shut down the stream for 30 seconds and then I'll be back on with my regular OBS.
That's fine. We'll send everybody over to you in that case.
Oh, thank you.
That's my pleasure. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for joining. It's been
Thanks for having me.
It's been really
this
good.
is awesome. I appreciate being a part of it. Thank you, Sneaky, for inviting me.
You're more than welcome.
I'm looking forward to the next one. I don't know when that'll be. That one's just gonna be whenever. But thank you.
Ditto. Everything that he just said.
I will see you guys very soon. And yeah. See
you later, guys.
Speak soon.
Bye, guys.
See you.
Ladies and gents, it is time. It is that time. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed. We may not get Nikita on every single podcast, but definitely stay tuned, because we would like this to be the bridge between the community, yourselves, and BSG. So stay tuned and have a wonderful holiday. I will see you all very soon. I will most likely stream personally at some other point or another. I don't know, most likely tomorrow. If you're new here, then definitely hit the follow button. But for now, go and hang out with Geeks. He is going to be streaming or carrying on the stream. Ladies and gents, see you all soon. Much love to everybody. Have a good one.